I was kicked out of the bridal party, but the bride didn't tell me until wedding day. Am I wrong for being mad? So here's the story. I am 26 female, Jessica is 25 female, and Ethan is 25 male. We've been good friends since high school. We'll call my friend Jessica and her husband Ethan. She was planning her wedding originally to a man she was with for 4 years, not Ethan. I was helping her plan this wedding until realizing she was unhappy. I helped her realize she needed to leave. We'll call him Kevin. So she did, stayed with me for a bit to get on her feet, and in that time reconnected with her ex-BF from high school, Ethan. Even though I never liked Ethan in high school, I was supportive because people can change, and she seemed happy with him. She asked me to be a bridesmaid in the first wedding and then canceled it, and a few months later is announcing her engagement to Ethan and again asked me to be a bridesmaid. I said yes. She was attempting to keep costs as low as possible, and bridesmaids were buying our own dresses. As we're approaching the wedding, I was showing her the dresses I found that matched the color and style she assigned me. That's when she tells me that she and A had a change of plans and decided not to have a wedding party at all. I was super supportive of this because it's her day. After telling me and getting my support, she told the rest of the bridal party group chat. I received that message as well. Well, the day of the wedding arrives and I learned that she did have a wedding party and I was the only one not included. She even changed the dress's colors in case I showed up in mine. Ick and styles. She did not seem to replace me with anyone else, based on who I knew to be in the wedding party prior. I was hurt and couldn't react because it was her big day and I didn't want to cause drama. I ended up having to leave the wedding early while the party was getting pictures taken because my daughter, 3 at the time, who was with my mom, fell and broke her arm. My mom had both my kids and all her boyfriend's kids and couldn't take her to the hospital, so we had to leave to pick her up and take her to be seen, but obviously I would have met them at the hospital if that was the case because it's my child. She wasn't happy we left. I texted her to tell her because I didn't want to interrupt pictures. She had her maid of honor text me, I assumed she didn't have her phone on her, and ask where we went, so I explained about my daughter and she seemed understanding. Extra context. Maid of honor and I aren't friends anymore. She tried to get with my husband while he and I were in a rough patch, and she claimed she didn't know he was my kid's dad even though she totally knew. But he didn't entertain her, so I was willing to be civil for the wedding. Jay knew about all this and did have concerns, but we both assured her that it's her day and that happened so many years ago, and maid of honor is married to someone else now, so it really wasn't an issue for us to be around each other. I never addressed being left out of the wedding party, mostly because I don't know how to address it. At the end of the day, it's her choice. I just wish she had told me before I showed up to her wedding and saw the rest of the party walk her in. Anyway, every time I try to talk to her, she either ignores my messages or sends 1 to 2 word replies and is very short with me. The only reason I can think of that she would have excluded me is due to her bachelorette trip. Even though we weren't supposed to be a real wedding party, we thought she still deserved a Bach trip. So we pulled together for an Airbnb on a beach. I paid my share and sent the girls driving so money for gas long before the trip date. As the date was approaching, I'd been in and out of the hospital for over a month. I was afraid I would get sick again while on her trip and ruin the whole thing for everyone or end up in a hospital out of state from where I live. So I texted her apologizing profusely about it, she knew I was having health issues anyway, and explained that I was afraid of getting sick and ruining the fun for everyone. I obviously did not want my money back, as I didn't want to make the trip harder on anyone else. But she sent a short reply to that, and I did end up in the hospital while they were gone, but she never checked in on me, which at the time I didn't think much about BC, she was on her trip. But after that, I think is when things went downhill. Am I the asshole for missing her Bach trip? Did I deserve to be kicked from the wedding without even being told? Remember, the Bach trip came after she said she didn't want a wedding party, so I'm not sure when she changed her mind and decided to have one, but I assume it was around the time of the trip. I can't know that for sure though. I just feel like I lost a good friend and have no idea what to do about it. She's been married almost a year and we still don't talk at all. But I saw her in person at the hair salon a few months ago and she sits to talk to me like nothing happened, but won't respond to my texts or Snapchats. I'm so confused. Thank you for listening.